Hi, crafty friends. It's Audra Monk, the Crafty Yogi, and welcome to the Crafty Corner. So this is we'll just call these random live video times. I got it last night, but I've been busy. So I've got the new Christmastime is Here suite from Stampin' Up. So if you should be randomly available on a Friday at 5:15, if you're on the East Coast, say hi. I'd love to know that you're here. If you're watching this on the replay, so totally fine. Give me a little, like or a love when you get here and let me know that you watch this. So we were like, what is Christmastime is Here? Christmastime is Here is a new suite, one of these limited edition while supplies last suites from Stampin' Up. Demonstrators could order starting October 1, and customers will be able to order November 1. If you should join Stampin' Up, you can add this to your starter kit. So it's a whole suite. There's stamp sets, embellishments, dies, ribbon, paper, and a little bracelet. So we're going to look at it in person, and then I want to show you. I literally stamped it one time, and I was like, oh, no, wait, I was like, oh, whatever. It's really awesome, this stamp. And, I have no idea. I just was called to this, and I wouldn't normally say I'm a rose girl, but I do like roses. So the stamp has, and there's going to be a glare for my one light. I have new lights. They're in a box, but I don't have time to get them out till next week. So we're going to make do with the little glare. So there's a 2-piece stamp set, and this is really interesting. One set is a cling set. So our red rubber set, and wait till you see when I show you a stamped, and we're going to stamp it together. And then the second part of the set with the greetings and some distinctive, or that new kind of realistic stamp, is photopolymer. And I am pretty sure from looking at this that if you got out your Stamparatus, this fits the stamp set. See how the rose fits right there? And where's the big flower? And look. So I'm pretty sure that this actually will color it for you, or you just build your own scene with it. So that's kind of cool. And it has nice Christmas greetings, which we will use one of those. Okay, there are dies. Let's show you the dies. Don't, look, I bled on the thing. I'll tell you in a minute how I poked my finger, but that's slightly embarrassing, but also funny. So there's a big die, which we will use to cut out the big, huge flower. 2 dies for the sentiments, and then a bunch of I call these atmospheric dies, little things that add to it. So I'm not going to use those today because we're just going to make a semi-quick card just to test some things out. But I think those are a lot of fun. All right, next in the set, everybody needs gold embellishments. Aren't those pretty? And there's a lot on that. So I think those are really nice. And then maybe my favorite part, look at this gold ribbon. It is so soft. It will tie great knots and great bows. It is really pretty. So you're probably going to need that ribbon. Okay, then is there anything else? Oh, the bracelet. You know what? I didn't even open it up yet. Okay, so I don't know if I would have picked this, but they have this new thing where if you order the whole entire suite, there's one number. And so I was like, you know what? Ooh, that's a cute box. So this is, the DSP. This print is in the DSP. I will show it to you. I forgot to show you that. But look, you know what? That's kind of pretty. It has the rose, and it says Stampin' Up. That is really kind of pretty. Oh, it feels nice. Okay, so you could gift this. I mean, you'd obviously have to give it to someone who loves Stampin' Up. But you know what? You could just keep it for yourself. It's really pretty. Ooh, and it has a nice weight, but it's not too heavy. So this reminds me that I forgot to show you the DSP. And I kind of feel like my middle name should be DSP. But the DSP is really, really pretty. And one side, look at that. Can you see the gold? Has gold foil. So this to me is the very same image in the stamp set, and then this one is different. But hold on, I think it's smaller. You know how every once in a while Stampin' Up makes it where you can cut the DSP with the die? Hello. Look at that. It fits exactly. You could cut out 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. Okay, so you know what? If you're making a lot of Christmas cards and you don't feel like coloring one day, You just cut it out with a die. Hot dog. Look at that. Very cool. I'm still a fan of, I think you should color your own thing, but you know what? Sometimes you need a quick card. Okay, so there's this DSP, and there's 4 sheets of each. So this is really more thinking of you're making a lot of the same card. So one side is pine cones, one side is the thing. And then this is like the top of the box. That is a really pretty design. And this could go in, this doesn't have to be Christmas to me. I mean, I guess those are holly. And then look at the back. We're gonna use this side. I think that is really pretty. And there's one more, so there's 3 sets. You get 4 sheets each. I like this, nice basic pattern. And a whole bunch of roses on the other side. So that is really pretty too. Okay, and then the colors. Now this is a randomly weird. Normally Stampin' Up! Prints the colors on the label. And yeah, there were no colors. So I had to look, you know, and then I kind of guessed a little, and I'm pretty sure it's Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, Poppy Parade, and Early Espresso. And I can't ever spell espresso, so there you go. Okay, so there is the paper. Now, you have got to see this stamp. Look at this. This is stamped and stays on, because we are going to watercolor it a little bit. Now, we're going to stamp it together in Memento, because you could color this with blends, too. But isn't that amazing? So this is on shimmery white, if you see a little glitter. But look at that. Look how clear. That's a Stampin' Up! Red rubber stamp. Super good quality, super excellent. I'm telling you, that's the first time I stamped it. I've only stamped it once. So let's see that I'm not jinxed, because we're going to stamp this next one in Memento, so that if you wanted to color it with blends, you could do that. So I'm going to put the Memento ink. When it's a bigger stamp, I like to come from the top. With Memento and Stays On, you can wiggle the stamp pad on there. With our foam sets, the old or the new, you don't want to wiggle because you'll tear the foam. But this has a linen pad, I guess, so you can do that. Okay, I think I got it all. All right, I'm going to close my ink pad. Always close your ink pad because I'm always getting ink everywhere. All right, let's give it a stamp. You do need this bigger block. All right, let's give it a go. And I'm going to push it all down. Okay. Let's hope I got lucky. Look at that. I did. Or maybe I'm just a really good stamper. You can place your votes later. Wow, that is so pretty. Okay, so there's it stamped in Memento on Whisper White, but we are going to take just a moment. I'm probably not going to watercolor the whole thing, but I kind of want you to see how easy it is to watercolor. So I have a, you could use blender pens, or I'm going to go for a fast watercolor, more like a wash. I like to use our aqua painters, and you always want to make sure that you cleaned it after the last time. And I'm just making sure that the tip is damp. Okay, so the tip is wet. Do we make the rose red? Do we? What do we do? I think that we will. Oh, but of course we would need cherry cobbler. And do you know what? I have cherry. Hold on, I bet I got another one. We use cherry cobbler in class. Otherwise, we're going to make it the Poppy Parade color. Let's see if I have a second cherry cobbler over here. This is what you get when you are super busy, but you're just like, I want to show everybody how cute this is. Okay, we're just going to go Poppy Parade. And it will be okay. Because my cherry cobbler, both of them must be in use. All right, so we're going to open up our Poppy Parade. Then what we want to do is you would either squirt refiller on the top, or even with the new pads, it takes a little bit more work. You give them a little squeeze. And see how now I have ink on the top. Okay, so we're going to color the rose first. So I like to put it in the ink, and then I in general take a little bit off. And I have the right, yes, okay, I was just making sure I have the right one. And we're gonna color it. And so, since I'm watercoloring it, do I have to stay in the lines? No, because it'll all even up. I mean, I gotta stay in the lines when I get to the edge of the flower. Okay, and then if you want darker, so you don't have to be an expert. That's what I like about stamping, is that I don't have to totally know how to watercolor. I don't have to totally know how to draw, but I can color. Let's get some of the darker pieces in here. And so you can just color it like pretty easy. I mean, I'm telling you, seriously, I have not colored this flower. This is the first time. I just opened it up a little bit ago so I could get it out. Oh my gosh, I do like this. I like this flower. Okay, what do you think? Should the second flower be red too? I don't know. Let me look at the paper. The other thing I do is I let the DSP, so I'm going to clean this just in case. I let the DSP tell me. Let's take a look at what did they do. Okay, so they made them both the same. So we could do the same thing then. Of course, they made them in cherry cobbler, but I don't have a cherry cobbler ink pad available. So I'm going to color this rose, but I'm going to try to make it a little darker this time. And it's okay if it's not perfect. I mean, if you're making someone a handmade Christmas card or birthday card. Now, see, what I think this would be really nice for, now that I just said it, of course, I would say for your female birthday. I mean, unless you got a guy. Some guys love roses. But for like a person who has a birthday in December and they embrace the whole like winter theme and December Christmassy theme, this would make a great birthday card or get well card. Okay, I think we need a little more dark. So see how it's darker when I used more direct from my ink pad? I think you can see that. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, so now we need some green, and then we need some brown. So let me close this. So it is Mossy Meadow. What are the chances that we used Mossy the other day in class? But I've got a second one here. I've been slowly stocking up, so I have two, because sometimes when you do a Christmas card class, sometimes you want the same, you use a lot of the same colors. Oops, I didn't squish hard enough. There we go. All right. So then with the aqua painter, if you haven't used these before, you just wipe it on your paper towel until it goes clear. Okay, we're good. And then we go with our Mossy Meadow. Oh, that flower's so pretty. It looks like I'm like an artist, doesn't it? So I'm going to do Mossy Meadow on the little tines. Okay, so obviously I am not going to get them in super individually done. That would be a lot of work. But with watercolor, you can just get them. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Sorry. So hopefully you're okay with sitting and watching me watercolor and exclaim over how pretty it is. If not, you can fast forward. If you're watching this on the replay, fast forward and you'll see the card that we're going to make. Okay, and there's another one there. So I'm just going really light, and it's just filling that up. Any more? Okay, I think I got them all. All right, so we did Mossy. Oh, you guys, this is so pretty. Thanks for watching. All right, so some Mossy Meadow is gone. Let's clean. So let me look at that DSP again. We're using this DSP as our guide. All right, what do you guess? I'm going to guess Pear Pizzazz. Let's try that. Or, you know what? That's really light. I bet they went Mint Macaron. I think it sounds good. Okay, let's see. Let's give this a little squish. Ooh, I squished a little hard. You don't need to squish so hard on the older stamp sets. Okay, and I'm clear on my ink, on my aqua painter. So if you do have classes, the cool thing about using aqua painters are people only need one, right? Because they use the same one for all of their colors. So it's a pretty inexpensive way. Whereas like if we're doing blends and you have a bigger class, or more friends over, then you might need more markers. All right, and then you know what? I'm really supposed to probably color those little dots, but that's where the cherry cobbler would come in well now. But maybe we'll make them real red. So we're coloring the leaves, and don't worry, we're gonna get the pine cones. Oops, let's get the tip of that. Okay. Yeah, this is really pretty. So I could see this, and you know what? I think you could do this not colored too, and it would look really nice. All right, I got another leaf here. So you could color it or not color it. You can color it with the stamps. You can color it with blends. You can color it with aqua painters. All right, does that look like I got all those leaves? Nope, let's get the tips of these. Okay, so this is this is not Mossy Meadow. This is Mint Macaron. I finally had a macaron a couple months ago. I had never actually had one. I thought they were pretty good. Okay, we'll go with that. And then let's do pine cones. So I'm trying to decide, should we do them in early espresso? I think we will. Okay, make sure I'm clean. Although if I was going from green to brown, it wouldn't matter quite so much. And the other thing to think of on these aqua painters, you don't have to press hard because you want to be able to have a tip for when you do want to get in littler lines. And I think the number one error that we make, especially when we're newer to coloring, and I'm not a coloring expert, so if I'm saying this wrong, I apologize, but the number one tip that I've noticed is people just press too hard. I mean, I have like hardly any pressure at all on here. And it's picking up because it's got the water, in this case, to take it with it. And same thing on your blends. If you're using that paintbrush tip, you don't need a lot of pressure or you're going to break your marker. And if you're at class, you're going to break your demonstrator's marker. And, you know, she might not like that too well. So you should go gentle. Okay, and then the other thing, remember we stamped this in Stays On the shimmery white paper, because the ink won't run. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. All right, let's give it a go. We're gonna go with, you know what, hold on guys. I'm gonna see, you have no idea what kind of catastrophe I have back here, but that's okay. I'm gonna see if I can find my cherry cobbler. I'm coming. You know where I took a class to go today? Super fun. I met up with some old friends at the Panera halfway between our houses. And we made Christmas cards. Ta-da! Okay, so now my place is even messier. It's a good thing that this camera only shows you this little bit of place. Ah, ooh, look at that cherry cobbler. I did get my hand in it. Okay, let's give it a go. These little berries. Okay. So we're going to color the berries. And I think, now, you know, again, we're doing quick watercolor, right? So it does not bother me. I'll show you. I'll pick it up and show you 1 second. Do you see how they're not all the way filled in? That does not bother me because when you cut that out and put it on a card, it just looks like highlights. It just looks really pretty. So if it bothers you, then you know what? You got to sit down, put your glasses on, and take your time. And you probably shouldn't do it on a video. Well, you know, I don't know. Someone who's a good colorer could do a video, and then they could teach us how to do it. Okay. But this way, I can get it, and it'll sit and dry for a couple minutes while we build the card. And you know, all we're going to do is play with DSP, because that is going to be pretty. Although this is pretty, it doesn't even need DSP, but we're gonna use that red one with the gold, and we're definitely gonna use this gold ribbon. But I wanted you to see that, you know, from start to finish, hopefully in less than, I don't even know when we started, but in about a half hour. My goal for live videos is always a half hour or less, and occasionally you get more and occasionally you get less. Okay, so we are almost done. We're coloring in our holly berries. There's a lot of berries on this side. Yeah, so I'm going to play with my Stamparatus next week. And, well, actually not next week. Probably the week after. I'm actually going to a yoga training next week. So you're going to get lots of yoga updates. And then I will, of course, make a bunch of stuff tomorrow that I will post while I'm away. Because next Sunday, the 13th, you want to come. You know what? I think I'm going to offer this as one of the cards. So if you have patience and you want to come and watercolor this beautiful rose at class, you should come to my card buffet on the 13th. And that's where you get to pick the cards you want to make, and you make them. I think I'm doing a minimum cards this time, and I don't remember the number, but all the info is on events. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. What do you guys think? Hopefully you think that looks really awesome and you're like, ooh, Audra, such a good job you did. Okay, I like it. Ooh, and I'm trying not to throw ink pads. Okay, so I'm going to clean. So when you're done, it's always good to clean your aqua painter. If you're at a class, though, even if it looks clean, always wipe it first because sometimes someone has used yellow or a light blue and it might be on there. Okay, we're going to give this a second to dry while we cut some paper. And look at this. You might be like, well, what is that? What is that paper cutter she has? This is the new Stampin' Up! Paper cutter. Currently only available to demonstrators because they want to get it in our hands and they want to get stocked in the warehouse, the distribution center, to make sure they have enough. You're going to laugh. So I haven't used it yet. So this is totally 100% live, except for I always do this to my one C. Can you see that? There's a C and an S. See this Band-Aid? It's because I lifted it up and I poked it to figure out which one was cutting and which one was scoring. So this, there's not a lock like on our old one, but look, it's really stuck in there. So if you're putting it in your bag to go to a crop, it should be okay. There's a extend-a-bar, I don't know what you call it, that comes out and it has little legs, so it just stays flat. It's very lightweight and very trim. Okay, so what I think we need is a piece of early espresso, which I'm going to get. I think we're going to go with the early espresso for our card base. Okay, so a card base, so I'm going to move the scoring one down. Card base is 5.5 inches. So put it at 5.5. Ooh. Ooh, that cut like butter. Cut like butter. Look at that. Smooth as can be. And I'll just tell you, refill packs of blades come in packs of 4. So I did order 1 refill pack. Okay, next, we need some of that beautiful red and gold paper. Okay, so what I'm thinking is just half of the paper. So half, but we're going to go to 4 because I'm thinking it's going to be a vertical card. Okay, so I bet this is going to cut really easy because it's DSP, so it's a little bit thinner than cardstock. Oh, look at that. And then instead of going 5 1/4, I think we're going to go 4. No, we're going to go 3.5. You ever do this? Just kind of make things up in your head? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's hope it works since we're doing video. Okay, and then I'm going to take... Now, I have these pre-cut. You ever do that? You should watch a movie on Netflix or a show and pre-cut your 5 1/4 by 4 pieces. And then that way they're just always ready to go. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. And because I think we're going to stamp the greeting right there. Let's see what we got here. And then we're still giving the little rose some time to dry, and then we're going to cut it out. Now, you could hit it with your heat tool, and that would work, but it's, you know what? Look at that. It's almost ready. Okay, so I like this one. Wishing you the gifts of the season. Because how big is that going to be? Can I put it? You know what? It's not going to fit on the side. That's what I was thinking. So we're going to use this little die cutout piece, which I did just in case. Just in case. Okay, wishing you the gifts of the season. And I'm going to stamp it in early espresso. All right. Normally I would use a smaller block than this, but this is the one that I got out. Okay. And it's always nice to make sure you get it right side up, but in this case it wouldn't matter because you could flip it over. All right, so let's put a little ink on here. Nice steady pressure. Oh, that's really pretty. Peace and joy come to you and to you. Okay, peace and joy. Okay, so let's die cut out our rose and see how that goes. It's always a little squishy to die cut. Normally I don't die cut on my desk. I have it on the counter, but you know, when you're doing a video, we'll make it work. Okay. All right. And so word on the street is Stampin' Up! Is still working on their die cut machine. It is going to be awesome. But we don't know exactly. Tracy, how much is the new trimmer? Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. Oh, thanks, Emily. Oh, see, I'm so excited about crafting. I wasn't even looking at you guys' comments. Yes, Emily, at least 5 will be Christmas. No, more. 6. 6 at the buffet will be Christmas cards because there's 2 Halloween cards and 2 like fall or Thanksgiving cards, and the other 6 are going to be Christmas. So it's mostly Christmas. I should probably put a piece of washi tape on this just to make sure. And Tracy, the trimmer is $25. I think that's a really affordable price. So even if you have the old one, I think it's, you know, pretty not so bad. Okay, let's get out a piece of washi tape. So if you have a magnetic plate, you can do that. Really, I pick out the one roll that's not open. Okay. All right, so feel free to ask more questions. I promise I'll look next time. So the trimmer, they haven't said when it'll be available for customers. I think what they're doing is they're having the manufacturer make them, and they want to be fully stocked before they say, oh, come buy our trimmer, because we're trying to not have a, what do you call it, out of stock problem. Okay, and this will only need one go through because it is nice. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so let's see if I can move all my mess out of the way. Ooh, and I almost forgot. Here's my card piece that I wanted to use. Okay, so we are going to put this on. But what I do when I'm building a card, and you might do the same thing, is I test it all out before I attach it. So, guys, this ribbon, this video cannot do this ribbon justice. You will need buckets of this ribbon. Buckets, I say. Look at that. And then where's my little piece? So, what do you think? See, I always like it to touch. Some people like, I kind of feel like this. And then you know what? We're going to add gold thread. And then that's a pretty easy card. Okay, so let's put that on. So this ribbon, do we need a knot? What do you think? I do think we need a knot. Okay, so I think my shortcut for a knot is this. You do the length of the card, and then you do it once more. I don't know what that is in inches, and it really doesn't matter because it depends on which way your card is going. Okay, so then, and sorry, I think I say so a lot, and I say okay a lot. Ooh, hold on. I'm going to use the other side, but I'm just curious. Yeah, that looks pretty good too. Okay, so snail your side up. So this flower is very big, just so you know. All right, what's the chance I can get this on here even? Sometimes I would do a border, but sometimes I like it just to be on. Ah, okay, you know what? That's, oh my gosh. That is pretty crooked. But if I take my scissors and trim this side, it's not so crooked you can't use it. Because remember, you're sending someone a handmade card. And if you're sending them this one, they're going to be wowed. You know what? We are going to trim it. Let's bring in that trimmer. Where did I put the trimmer? But the trimmer will make it all right. Okay. So this was 4. We're going to go 4 1/8. So we'll have a different border. Okay, cool. Went through 2. And you know what? That little band of white at the bottom does not bother me, so I'm going to leave that. Okay. So next, how to do a little faux knot. I've shown this a billion times before, but it's always good to know. So you come to the back and you put your snail and you put your ends of your ribbon on the snail. And then you got to flip it over and make sure your ribbon is going where you want it to go. I think I did pretty good. I'm going to put that one up just a hair. Okay, and then you pull it. I want it to come to this side because I'm going to put the greeting on the other side. So I usually like, you know, that little balance of opposites. You just snip it, and then you tie it in a knot. Let's see if I can tie it in a knot with my weird Band-Aid here. Okay, so the cool thing about a faux bow, which actually I did a good one, or a faux knot, is if it was too loose, you could pick this up and pull it tight. But I'm actually happy with that. And then I'm going to trim this down. And the reason you have to make it bigger than what you're going to trim it to is because your fingers can only do so much. You need room for them. There we go. So you always need about an inch more. Okay, so I think I can put this on the paper. Let's fold this in half. You could score it if you wanted to. I'll test the scoring out later. I almost always just fold it and then flip it. And then that, oh, that's going to look cute. You know what, though? To get the borders right, I do have to cut off the bottom. Because in this case, I think it would look nicer. So that is 5 1/4. So I need it to be 5 1/8. It's so funny. You have to get used to it, how it feels. You have to lift from the top. Don't lift in the middle because it doesn't seem to like that. Okay, let's put this on. I feel brave enough to put this on without putting the whole thing on there. And then make sure you go over your ribbon with your snail or your glue, whatever you're using. And I'm going to put one little piece in the middle because that is going to go in the middle. Ah, oh, that's so pretty. Okay. Let's put this on. Okay, and then I'm thinking we should dimensional this baby on here and add a little gold twine. Yep, okay, so let's dimensional away. That would mean I would need to have dimensionals. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking you need a lot of dimensionals on this because 1, I watercolored it, and 2, it's really big. Okay, good, I got dimensionals. And remember, always use your edges. More random tips for a Friday. Okay, and I'm really excited, guys. I'm going to see Downton Abbey. My poor husband, I need to show him, he didn't watch Downton Abbey. Oh, you know what, I should not put that right in the middle. I'm gonna go up here. But unless anybody wants to go with me instead, who lives local. I was going to go with a friend, and then she actually ended up seeing it already, which was fine, because we didn't have firm, plans. But I had, my husband's never really seen it, so I'm going to show him. There's like a little video I saw where they sum it up in like 5 minutes, the whole 8 series, what would you call it? 8 series? Sessions? I don't know. Seasons. There we go. Seasons. Okay, did I get them all? Okay. 8 seasons of Downton Abbey. I'm going to sum it up for him in 5 minutes, and we're going to go tonight and see it. All right, next. Gold thread. I usually do 16 inches, which is the length of your grid paper, because I think that's a fun way to do it. Oh, that's so cute. And then I roll it around my fingers. And again, there might be other ways, but this is my general way. And then I'm going to look where my little thing is. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so all I need is a little bit of snail right here. Wow, there we go. I was trying not to press hard. Okay, and then you can unfurl it a little. And then I'm going to do glue dots on this because I don't like to double dimensional because I mail my cards and I want them to get there. And just to let you know, Halloween, okay, I've been to the post office twice this week because I had a lot of stuff to mail. The Halloween stamps, the new ones, will not be out until next Friday. The lady on Wednesday told me it was this Friday. I went today, and she said, oh, it's next Friday. And I did see them. They are super cute. All right, so the words are a little crooked. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, wait. It is not yet pretty. We have little gold dots that need to come on here. So I'm thinking... What do you think? I'm thinking, yeah, a little one here. Oops. Did I put it? Oh, I did. Oh, neat. They're not super, you know how a lot of our dots are really raised? The little ones are very flat. That is nice. So it doesn't make it too puffy. And then I think I'm going to put that one there. Sometimes I don't know where to put the dots. And the thing I've in general heard is do odd numbers. All right, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to, yeah, those little ones are really flat. So I'm just going to do 3. Okay, now it is ready. Look at that. So Christmastime is here. Brand new suite available for demonstrators now. Customers, get your pocketbooks ready so you can order on November 1. And you can make this cute card. You know what? We might make this exact card. There we go. At the buffet. And I might even be nice and offer. If you want to color, you could color. If you want to watercolor, you can watercolor. We'll see what happens. See how much space we have. So thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see if we can sum up. New suite, new trimmer. Suite available to customers November 1. Trimmer available only to demonstrators at this current time. Cute stuff. You need to buy it all from me, Audra Monk, the Crafty Yogi. So if you do have questions, comments, or requests, please let me know, and I will help you out the best I can. Have a great Friday. Stay crafty. Have fun. See you next time.